Hey everyone, I'm Ajadang, and today is going to be the Beyonce of all sinking fund videos. Why? Well, because today I'm going to show you how to build two different types of sinking funds. The first one is going to be a bill, something where you already know how much you're going to pay every month. It's very easy to figure out the total of your sinking fund. This can be like car insurance, car payment, health insurance, internet, whatever. And the second one is going to be something that we have to dive a little bit deeper into to figure out how much we need to put aside for a sinking fund, and that's going to be something like a vacation or a wedding, yada yada. If you would like to see more of this type of video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. So first of all, again, what is a sinking fund? If you have followed me at all over the past 3 years, you should be able to answer this with me, okay? All together now. A sinking fund is a strategic way to save money for something in the future by putting aside small amounts of money every month until you reach your goal. AKA, it's my budgeting secret weapon. I build sinking funds for everything from bills to vacations to fancy dinners out. And this year I've actually successfully built a sinking fund and finished my sinking fund for the holiday season. So that is very exciting for me. It is not only a great way to prepare for those inevitable expenses like, I don't know, new tires for your car or the internet, but it's also a really great way to release any guilt that you may have associating with large purchase spending or fun spending, because you've decided today that you are going to be financially responsible and prepare for those for the future. And again, the reason why I love a sinking fund is because once you're done saving for something, you don't have to think about it for the rest of the year. Okay, so to put things into perspective, let me show you my sinking fund. These are my sinking funds for 2021. I would say 99% of them are bills, and they are 100% saved for. I'm filming this in July. So that means that no matter what happens from this point on, our bills are paid for the rest of the year because I've already pre-saved for it. It is fully funded and we are good to go, which I think is really cool. It lifts a lot of pressure off of people, I'm sure. So I don't know, that's why, again, I love me a sinking fund. So basics, where does your sinking fund go? Your sinking fund should be in a totally different checking or savings account that you use on a daily basis, because you don't want to mix up the two and accidentally spend, I don't know, your daughter's school supplies money that you put aside in your regular checking account. So if you have the ability to, which it should be very easy to do today, open up a separate account for your sinking funds. My sinking funds are with Empower. We all know this. I think I've been with Empower for 2-3 years, and I really love them. I believe that they're one of the cards that just do the most for you. And for me, let me show you, everything is saved onto this one account on this card. So anything that has to do with the sinking fund is paid with this, and it's just nice to have everything all in one place. Speaking of Empower, if you are an Empower member like me, there are a couple updates that I want to share. First of all, they came out with a black card. You know me, I love my pink card, my peach card. I think it's really cute and it stands out amongst all the other cards that I have, so I really love it. But if you're someone who, I don't know, like something minimalist and black and neutral, they have that option for you, which I think is pretty cool. But more importantly, one, they offer cash advance up to $250 without any interest, no late fees, no credit checks, which means it will not, if you have to like dip into that cash advance, it will not affect your credit score. I am actually pre-approved for cash advance for $50, which I think is really cool. I've never had to utilize this, but it's good to know that if, you know, crap hits the fan, I'm prepared. Number two, you can sign up for direct deposit to deposit your paychecks into your Empower account, and you get your paycheck up to 2 days faster. And number three, they're now offering up to 10% cash back on things that you already pay for, which I know is so important for some people. So I chose to get 10% off of my next purchase right here. which I think is like pretty general enough for me, which I really like. But if you wanted something more specific, they have other options for you. So today at filming, there's 5% back on groceries, 5% back at Walmart, or 3% back on gas. But again, I did the 10% next purchase cashback. So you're getting the benefits of a credit card, which I know people really love, but instead you're using your debit card, which might be a more safer route for some of you still trying to, get your feet moving on into the financial health aspect of things and are worried about overspending on money you don't have. This might be a good option. Anyways, those are the updates. If you didn't already know, download the app if you don't have Empower, and then you can try it for free for 14 days, which I know after the 14 days, you're gonna love it. So I always recommend the trial period because I think it's great. I know I kind of veered off subject there, but that is where all my sinking funds are in my Empower account. And it's actually where my emergency fund is held as well, but that's a different video. So, sponsored or not, where my money lies, and I think that says something. Okay, so next, how many sinking funds should you have? I would actually say that is up to you. That is your personal preference. The beauty of a sinking fund is you can build a sinking fund and pre-save up for something for virtually anything. That being said, depending on your financial situation, if you have too many sinking funds, while also maybe like tackling debt or tackling building up your emergency fund, those are your priorities. So if you have a lot of sinking funds on top of those priorities, it might take you longer to complete your sinking funds, or you might not see that much progress. So for example, I have 20 sinking funds, or I will have 20 after today is done. And I know that sounds crazy. Again, 99% of them are bills. And then I have the holiday fund, and today we're building a, wedding vacation sinking fund. But remember, I am debt free. I have a fully funded emergency fund. So any extra money I have after my expenses are done at the end of the month can go directly to my sinking funds. So that's why I was able to save up all of my sinking funds by, when did I finish saving up for them? I think maybe like last month. But again, if you have debt or you haven't completed your emergency fund yet, those are your priorities. So if you still want to build a sinking fund, pick maybe 2 to 5 really important things that you want to save up for. That way it's not too crazy for you and you can still accomplish all of the goals that you have. How do you pay for a sinking fund? Pay your sinking funds in the order in which they are due. So that's how I personally like to tackle them, and that's how I set up my sinking funds in my master plan planner. When I make my sinking fund flowcharts, which is a totally another video, I'll put that in the cards above if you want to check it out. It's super easy. We're going to go through it today anyways. So, but when I build my sinking fund flowcharts, I put them in an order in which they are due. So January is first, that's when my health insurance is due. February is next, car insurance, and then so on and so forth. And again, it's just like a visual representation of what is due next. And it just keeps things in order to make sure that when the time is come, everything is ready to go. Okay, so now that we have the who, what, when, why, let's talk about the how. How do you build a sinking fund? This is where the fun starts. Let's start with the easiest sinking fund, which is a bill. Again, I like to save up for my monthly bills in advance. One, I prefer, if given the opportunity, to pay for things in one lump sum. I do this with car insurance, I do this with health insurance because they allow me to do that. And sometimes people or companies may actually give you a discount if you pay for something in one lump sum, so I like to do that. And two, if I'm not able to pay in a lump sum, like my gym, I'm not able to do that, it's just good to know that for the rest of the year, I have money put aside for things that are important. So again, these are the bills that I pay for, everything from health insurance, car registration, to even like Google storage. But I think today we'll kind of just do a breakdown of our internet. All right, so what do we do? I have my handy dandy computer here. So just go online. If you do an auto pay like I do, just double check your payment. So go online and log in, double check what your payment is. And our internet is $99 a month, which will just like round up to 100. And then 100 times 12 is $1,200 for internet a year, which, ouch, because even though I feel like we have the best plan, right, our internet still sucks. So it's kind of a bummer, but that is what we have. How you break down your sinking funds is you basically take your total that you have to save for and divide that by the amount of months that you have left to save for. So let's say it's July now, I guess we renew in January, so we have 6 months left to save. 1,200 divided by 6, which means my sinking fund bricks have to be $200 over 6 bricks. And that is really easy, really clear to do. And as I put aside that money, what I'll do is just highlight it every time I put 200 aside specifically for my internet, and be done with it. And then when you are fully funded, you're just gonna have a page full of beautiful highlighted colors, and it is an amazing feeling. So if you have any type of bill, that is exactly how you save for it. Something like my health insurance, which is normally incredibly expensive. Let's see, it's like $3,400, I have 6 months to save. So something like health insurance, if I wanted to pay for it in full at the beginning of the month or at the beginning of the year in January, as of today, I would have to set aside, let's round up to $570 a month for the next 6 months, which, ouch, but it's always there, always better to be prepared. And again, that's just something I like to do. If saving up for bills like that is too stressful, don't do it. But I feel like if you have enough time, like our pet insurance is due every October, and I've already saved for it this year, so I have more than a year to save for our pet insurance. It just makes things a little bit less stressful if you prepare for it, okay? The bills are easy, but what happens if you want to save for something that has variable costs, like a vacation? Well, I'm glad you asked, because let's do that next. So Brian and I are going to a wedding in July of 2022. So we have 1 full year to save up for this wedding. And what are the things we know for a trip? This is in North Carolina, so we need flights, we need hotels, it's a wedding, so we probably need to put aside money for a wedding gift, and then food money. Those are probably, and Uber, probably. So those are kind of the 5 things that I'm going to concentrate on. And let's just start kind of mapping out what a sinking fund would look like for that. We're gonna begin with the flight, because the flight is probably going to be the largest expense in building this sinking fund. So now it's time to shop around for a flight. Brian and I are a specific type of flyer. We like United, and then we also like nonstop. So the thing about saving for trips so far in advance is sometimes you're not able to obviously book the ticket. So I'm not able to book a ticket 1 year out yet. So what I'm gonna do is, I feel like we'd probably get there, the wedding's on the 18th, I think. So the wedding is on a Saturday, so I think that we'd probably fly in on Thursday, spend the day on Friday exploring North Carolina, because I've never been there. Wedding on Saturday, leave on Sunday. So I'm just going to do the next available Thursday through Sunday date, which is May 2022, May 12th through May 15th. So let's just kind of see what those prices are. Okay, there are nonstop flights, which we'll choose, and it looks like American is the only option for nonstop, which is a bummer. Okay, so nonstop, that's actually quite pricey. So once I find a flight that I want, I'm actually gonna just like go towards the end until we figure out the total of things. And the total for 2 people nonstop from LA to Charlotte, $2,282.56. So that's for flight. Ouch. Now we are on to hotel. Now the hotel, we know exactly where we're staying at because they are getting married at that hotel. So At least we have that, which I think is really cool. Normally when it comes to, weddings, they will probably be able to book out a certain amount of rooms in a certain hotel and get a rate. So I anticipate being able to spend less on a hotel than we're actually saving for, but it's always good to know kind of like a rough estimate of what we will be saving. Okay, so it looks like the more affordable option is $230 for a king bed that looks cute. We'll just do that. Okay, so $230, again, hopefully we'll be able to pay less once the couple whose wedding we're going to pre-books with the hotel. They'll probably give us a little bit of a discount, which will be nice. So we're gonna select that and see what the total is with tax and everything. So that's gonna be $795.23. Okay, so I'm gonna just go on to, I say Uber, but I'm actually a Lyft girl. I'm gonna go on to Lyft and kind of just put in my current location as the airport. It's gonna range between 18 and I guess like 60-ish if we wanted to do an Uber Lux, which I don't really want to. So let's do a Lyft XL for 24 plus, I guess like 25 plus tip. I always tend to round up numbers. I just think it's easier. So we'll do $30 each way to the airport. So that's 60, and then we'll just add 40 and make it an even 100 for Uber. I feel like maybe Charlotte might be walkable too. So let me know as well if you have any eating suggestions, like restaurants. If you're from Charlotte, please let me know in the comments. Wedding gift, I would say $150 per person for Brian and I. So that's $300 total. That'll either be cash, or if they have a wedding registry, that will be our max that we would spend. And then food, I would say $100 a day. So $400 total. We like to spend money on food. So there is that. So let's add up everything. That was pretty easy once we figured out kind of the airport situation where we were actually flying into. I guess we can round up the flight to $2,900 just for ease. Hotel, we can round up to $800. That brings our total to $4,500 on a destination wedding. Don't we love to hear it? However, because we have 1 year to spend or to save for it, let's divide $4,500 divided by 12 months, and that means we put aside $375 a month for this wedding. So again, $4,500 on a wedding is incredibly scary, especially since it's not ours. We could stay at a more affordable hotel, we could spend less on food, we could probably take a one stop and spend less on flight, but again, those are our priorities, and because we are able to save for it ahead of time, it's not as scary. A $4,500 spending is not as scary as when it breaks down into 375 blocks. So now we're gonna go ahead and just build our blocks. Each 12 block will be $375 worth, and every month we put aside money, it'll be highlighted. And by the time Alan's wedding comes around, we will have fully saved for his wedding. So now with this trip breakdown, do you see how cool it is to save for a sinking fund, especially for something that is so expensive? That is going to just release a lot of tension and pressure off of our backs, because we know how to save for something fully in advance for when it's coming. And again, $375 a month is significantly different than $4,500 frantically spending in June, July. That is it. I know that there was a lot of information in this video, but I hope that this can be your go-to. So go ahead and save this video in your YouTube sphere and save it for when you need to refresh on what a sinking fund is, how to properly save for one, or if you need some ideas of bills or whatever I save for, I'll just go ahead and put my list in the description box for you to check out, okay? I am ajadang. That was a very long video, but we are done. I hope, again, you truly appreciate how cool a sinking fund is, and this video inspired you to save up for something just as cool, or maybe boring as a bill, but maybe cool as someone else's wedding, or maybe even your wedding. Who knows, okay? I'm ajadang. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.